3 Britons have been killed in an Israeli strike on aid workers in Gaza. John Chapman, 57, James Henderson, 33, and James Kirby, 47, were among the 7 World Central Kitchen (WCK) workers killed in Monday's strike. Mr. Kirby's family said he would be remembered as a hero, and they were incredibly proud of who James was and what he achieved. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said the deaths appalled him. Israel said the strike was unintended. The British nationals were working for Dorset-based Solace Global as part of WCK's security team. They were traveling with a convoy that had just unloaded more than 100 tons of food aid brought from overseas, according to the charity. All 3 vehicles in the convoy were hit while leaving a warehouse in Deir al-Balah, south of Gaza City. Mr. Kirby, who was born in Bristol, had toured Bosnia and Afghanistan with the British Armed Forces before moving into work as a security consultant. James was always willing to lend a helping hand to anyone, even in the face of senseless violence, his family said in a statement. James lost his life trying to save others. He will never know what a void he has left. Our family will never be the same. As well as the 3 Britons, Australian national Lalzaomi Francom, Polish national Damian Sobol, Palestinian Saifuddin Issam Ayad Abu Tahas, and U.S.-Canadian citizen Jacob Flickinger were also killed. Arrangements are being made to transport the bodies of the 6 foreigners to Egypt via the Rafah border crossing. Paying tribute to the victims, WCK Chief Executive Erin Gore said she was heartbroken and appalled at the beautiful lives lost in the attack. The charity's founder, celebrity chef Jose Andres, said the victims were angels and called on Israel to stop its indiscriminate killing. Humanitarian aid to Gaza has been plunged into doubt after WCK, a key provider of aid to the Strip, suspended its operations in the region. The strike has received international condemnation, with the UK summoning the Israeli ambassador over the deaths, the first time this has happened in 12 years. Prime Minister Mr. Sunak demanded an investigation in a call with Israel's PM Benjamin Netanyahu. Mr. Sunak said on the call that far too many aid workers and ordinary civilians have lost their lives in Gaza, and that the situation is increasingly intolerable. Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer described the airstrike as outrageous and unacceptable, and called for humanitarian workers to be protected and international law to be upheld. The scale of the attack prompted former National Security Advisor Lord Peter Ricketts to tell the BBC that the UK should stop selling arms to Israel. "I think the time has come to send that signal," he said. "I think there's abundant evidence now that Israel hasn't been taking enough care to fulfill its obligations on the safety of civilians." Lord Ricketts said halting arms sales would send a powerful political message that might spark debate about the U.S. following suit, which would be the real game changer. Israeli Prime Minister Mr. Netanyahu released a video message on Tuesday in which he said Israeli forces were behind the tragic attack. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, said it was conducting a thorough review into what it called a tragic incident. In a separate statement, IDF Chief of General Staff Herzi Halevi said the strike followed a misidentification and was not carried out with the intention of harming WCK aid workers. But WCK Chief Executive Ms. Gore called the strike a targeted attack by the IDF. The convoy was traveling in a deconflicted zone and had flagged its location to the IDF, the charity said. Deconfliction is a system allowing aid organizations to work in war zones. It involves notifying military powers where aid organizations are working and when they are on the move. U.S.-based organization WCK provides meals in humanitarian crises. The charity said it had served 42 million meals over 175 days in Gaza, working out at roughly 240,000 per day. Last month, the charity was part of the first maritime humanitarian aid shipment mission to Gaza. A shipment of 240 tons of food, which was just off the coast of Gaza, has been forced to return to Cyprus as there was no way to offload it. Much of the Gaza Strip has been devastated during the Israeli military operations that began after Hamas gunmen attacked southern Israel on the 7th of October, killing about 1,200 people and seizing 253 hostages. About 130 of the hostages remain in captivity, at least 34 of whom are presumed dead. More than 32,916 people have been killed in Gaza since then, the Hamas-run health ministry says. Kindly like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments section.